Hey, welcome to World Entertainment, and you're not going to believe this. Like, this is actually insane right now. As you know, Captain America Brave New World has gone for reshoots, and then more reshoots, and then even more reshoots. They essentially filmed the entire movie twice. They still had to do more reshoots. Then they did internal test screenings. It was a disaster. They did more shoots. Then they tested it again, possibly with an audience this time, and it was a disaster. And as we know, as of either last week or the week before, they went for even more reshoots, which people were like, oh, we think they're pickup shots, but the fact that all the cast were there and all the costumes and all this type of stuff were back, even the street clothes, proved that no, it was more reshoots. Well, they did another round of test screenings, and it didn't go well again. It's actually looking, believe it or not, like they're going to do more reshoots. Yeah. Now, a reported budget on this thing has exploded to $375 million. Before you go, it has to be higher than that. Oh, it is, because that's only from last year. That's not this year's amount. That's last year's amount. But let's have a look at this article that goes over this, because this is absolutely a batshit crazy story, and this thing is 100% grade A shit show disaster if you've ever seen one. So it says, it really does seem like Marvel Studios is struggling to get Captain America Brave New World to a place where they're happy with, or at least a place they feel general audiences will be happy with. According to insider Daniel Richman, a third round of screen tests for the movie recently took place, and yet again the feedback was mostly negative. Richman believes that more changes will now be required, but Marvel may have already taken care of the necessary additional photography. Reports that the fourth Cap adventure was set to undergo more reshoots were recently confirmed when star Anthony Mackie was spotted shooting new scenes for the movie in LA. There was speculation that these might simply have been a few minor pickups, but it's starting to sound like they may have been more extensive. Is there a chance even more reshoots are scheduled? It's possible. But with Brave New World now less than 4 months from release, one would assume that Marvel is going to be under pressure to lock the movie down fairly soon. Now, don't take any heed to the idea of, well, there's only 4 months till the movie comes out. They're not going to be that stupid to keep shooting it. You want to bet? Do you want to bet? Because the majority of their movies are actually still being worked on until 2 days before they actually drop on the big screen. That's no word of a lie. Even people who have worked on these movies, from art directors to visual effects people, everybody has come out and said, oh yeah, we're under that much pressure that we are literally still tinkering with these movies until almost the day that it drops on the screen. So to think they can't do more reshoots from now until February, of course they can. Absolutely, of course they can. But what kind of absolute disaster is this thing turning into if they are constantly testing it and it's constantly failing? Like, the problem they have now is they've already sank so much money into the movie and so much money into the promotion of the movie, because they have started promoting. We've had 2, maybe even 3 trailers at this stage. There's artwork, there's posters, there's even action figures already ready to go and stuff. They've sunk so much money into this movie that it's not the case of, well, we'll just scrap it or we'll just dump it on Disney Plus. The issue they're going to have is they're going to dump it on the big screen and they're going to take a colossal loss, because this thing will have to crack over $1 billion to break even. And there's not a hope in hell it's going to do that. And Disney are going to kick off the new year with an absolute shit show, because This will have to crack $1 billion to break even. Snow White will have to crack $1 billion to break even. What a disaster this is all becoming. And questions. I think Disney really had to start asking questions about Kevin Feige. Like, it's the case of, well, we gave you free reign for all this stuff and everything has gone into the shitter since that's happened. What's your excuse for this? And like, how do you keep handing more money over to this thing? We reshot the movie twice and it still sucks. Okay, reshoot it again. Okay, we did more reshoots and it still sucks. Okay, do it again. We did it again and guess what? It still fucking sucks. At some point, you have to just go, you're not getting any more money. No, you're done. David Zaslav did that with Aquaman. What was it? Lost Kingdom? That was the second one, wasn't it? He came in and just saw how much money was getting pumped into that for reshoots and stuff. And he ended up turning around and going, you're done. You're cut off. I don't care what you have. Make what you have work because you're not getting any more money. How has Disney not done the same thing yet? How do they keep investing in more and more and more reshoots for a movie that they clearly cannot figure out what to do? And I think one of the problems they have is they're trying to work around everything that's not in the trailers, because the stuff that's in the trailers now people will expect to see, and of course if it doesn't show up, people can sue, because that's the new thing now. Oh, you falsely advertised this, that's not what we got, we're taking you to court now. They have that issue. So I think they're trying to keep everything we've seen in the trailer, which by the way is garbage, and trying to fix everything around those scenes. And it's clearly not working. They clearly have no idea what the hell they're doing. And they clearly are just kicking the can down the road for what is ultimately, and no doubt, an absolute total disaster for them. And it's going to be hilarious when this thing drops out, because we know the shills are all going to come back and, oh my god, it's the best Marvel movie since the last Marvel movie that we said was the best Marvel movie, because that's all they do. The critics will probably all go, oh my god, it's fantastic, they landed it. Oh, Captain America, this is the Captain America we deserved and should have always had, and all this kind of shit. Well, the ones who don't get that early access will actually turn around and probably go, yeah, it sucks. It's going to be hysterical to see what happens when this unmitigated disaster finally lands on a big screen. And we don't have too long to wait to see. So with that, I shall leave it there for this one. Like, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Cheers, and I'll catch you in the next one.